Don't mind sharing more about your journey with us.
Sure. Yep. Happy to. So I think there were two big buckets on why we were even looking for a solution in the first place, right? One bucket we had no control over. We were spinning off from General Electric, so we couldn't use the old system after a certain date, right? The other bucket, that's all the bullet points on the pain points with the old system, right? So the old system, the world we were coming from, like most companies, it was an homegrown, in-house developed custom software development, right? It had been worked across, I think, 20 something years and developed to fit and tailored to the process that the team had built over that time period. But because it's in-house and because there's a development team behind it, all of the development cycle pain points come to fruition, right? If we want to make a change, we have to go through the whole, think waterfall development cycle, right? Obviously, there's limited resources for fixing things like bugs or glitches. If one business or one piece of the business wants to make a change, there's kind of a competition to figure out who's going to be able to make the final call and making that change, and then it's got to again go through that development cycle. All of the data and all of the reporting, I say probably 90% plus, happened outside of the tool. We used a different dashboard set up to work with the data. It wasn't actually in the tool itself. And I think when we were starting to look for other systems, there were really three big things we were looking for. One is case management, right? You need to be robust, modern, flexible case management. We were looking for a hotline. We did not have that before. And then the third thing is reporting. We really wanted to make a step change in our reporting capabilities and kind of usher in that next generation of what we can do with the data in this program. So on the first piece, the case management, we started going through the Case IQ demos and talking to the references, the other customers, and starting to see it ourselves. And we saw how configurable it was. Not just that it's configurable, but that it's configurable potentially by a functional person. And it doesn't require a degree in information technology to figure out how to configure the application for the most part. So that flexibility was really important to us because we were looking for a SaaS tool. We were looking for a cloud tool that we could abstract away database management and coding and the technical stuff, and we could focus on, let's configure a usable platform, manage it more on the functional side, and free up our resources to focus more on that value add work. We thought the platform was user-friendly and modern. We built a small team that would look at all the demos and watch talk to all the other vendors during the RFP process. And consistent feedback on the Case IQ platform was that it looks usable, it looks nice, it's modern, it's a world of, it's very different than our previous tool that again was built 20 something years ago and looked like it. So that configurability and that modern, robust case management was very high on the list. The second thing we mentioned was the hotline. Again, that was brand new for us. In the past, we only had a phone number that you could call and just leave a voicemail. No one, you couldn't talk to anyone. It was only a US number. I think we had a US, maybe a global number. We didn't have the option of the local numbers in country, dedicated phone lines with a human answering the phone call, even potentially in the same local language. So that was brand new for us. It was a big selling point, something we knew we wanted in whatever solution we were going to go with. And the fact that Case IQ had an option in the product in the package was a big part of our decision. And then that third one with the reporting side and the analytics and the data, again, there's this. It might be aspirational for certain functional groups, but there is a roadmap for having functional people configure certain reports or use certain reports, which is very different than the world we were used to, where if myself or an investigator or a case owner wanted to make a change to data, they would have to go through an entire requirements gathering phase and test, build phase, testing phase, validation, all that kind of stuff. Whereas having Yellowfin embedded in the tool makes that process very different in Case IQ. We were really interested in some of the automation capabilities within Yellowfin, things like broadcast, right? The ability to set a schedule to send out data or reports on a certain frequency. We just started using some of that stuff, and we have a whole wish list of things that we're going to be building over the next few months to really use that broadcast functionality and free up the time that would have been spent going in, exporting data, making a pivot table or a chart, and then sending it to people. And then we see a lot of runway for more advanced analytics, whether it's stuff that happens directly in Yellowfin or it's just Yellowfin making the space and the time for us to do advanced analytics. We have a broader, I would say, compliance-wide, initiative to do more with data. So this is about more than Ombuds. It's about more than open reporting. It's about more than the program that we're managing here. There's a broader use case for bringing in the next generation of data analytics, and this is going to be kind of leading the charge in that broader initiative in the space using Yellowfin embedded within Case IQ.
And just to quickly clarify for folks that are listening or watching to this as well, Ryan, Yellowfin, that's our third party reporting platform that is integrated and Case IQ uses directly, right?
Absolutely. Yep. Embedded in the tool, uses all the data that's in the tool, all the access carries over. So it just makes it very quick and easy. It doesn't feel like a separate tool. It just feels like a different interface for Case IQ to use all the same data in the same way.
Nice.
So I think that for me, that's where we were coming from. That's why we picked Case IQ. Michelle, is there anything you would add on where we're coming from, why we picked Case IQ?
No, I mean, I think you hit all of the key points really well. And also, for people considering this, and the hotline piece is, regulatory changes, right? We're finding, the regulatory landscape is changing, and we're using Case IQ to help us, ensure that we're compliant with different regulations.